Alright, so tonight's bad movie is Spice World.
Spice World. This is a Spice Girl over here. You loved it when you were a kid.
I was all about the Spice Girls when I was little, and so I saw this movie probably 10 times when it came out.
10 times.
Like on video, not at the movie theaters. And it came out in 1998.
Yeah, that's like...
So I was like 10. I was like
perfect.
Prime time for
You
the
were
Spice
like
Girls.
the demographic.
Exactly. So I definitely saw this a ton of times.
I think I watched this in like... I remember watching this in daycare. Was I still in daycare in 98?
I remember a little bit about this movie, but I'm sure that I'm about to be blown away by like things I didn't get or that went over my head.
It's probably really dirty and you didn't realize
it. Probably is really
a lot
dirty.
of sexual innuendos. I'm looking
so
forward
good.
to watching this movie.
Oh my gosh.
Even though I know it's going to be terrible.
I'm going to sing along. I can't wait.
If you want to be my lover, gotta get with my friends. Oh boy, that song has to be played like 5 times in a row.
I can't wait.
I know. What are some of their other songs?
Stop. I'm not gonna sing it for
Wait,
you.
you have to sing it. You have to sing it now.
No.
What is it? How's it go?
So, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So, we watched Spice World. So we're here to talk about it, and Liz is joining us tonight. Welcome.
Yay, Liz.
Thanks.
First of all, you guys, I love this movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually love this movie.
It wasn't bad.
No, it's a bad movie. It's terrible. It's really enjoyable.
It is enjoyable. But
it's terrible.
Real quick, so there's no plot at all, so if you've never seen this movie, don't worry, because you are not missing anything to do with the storyline.
It's just a bunch of vignettes basically strung together.
Like,
not really any story
where
behind
it begins has like nothing to do with where it ends up, essentially.
Well, there's little things that happen throughout the movie that aren't connected at all. Like they see aliens at one point, and it's never brought up again.
Well, you think that the like 5 plot lines that it starts out with are all gonna merge together and create this awesome plot twist at the end, but nothing ends up coming together at all.
It's like they start talking about the cafe where they lived,
Oh.
and that guy never gets brought back. They just
I thought they were gonna find him or something, or reconnect, and then they're just like he
just watches them dance in this cafe.
And it's so weird because like in real life they were manufactured bands, but in this they're presented to
were they?
I think so.
I believe they. It seems like they are. I don't know.
I think they were a manufactured band, but anyway, so it pretends like they grew up together, like knowing each other, but it's the 5 Spice Girls plus their one random Asian friend.
Yeah, why is she there?
And she's like a single mother.
She's best friends with all of them? Nope.
No way.
That's not how it works.
She's like such equally best friends that all of them are going to be the godmother to her
she's
bastard child.
She's the 6th Spice Girl, but she doesn't sing or anything. She's not part of the group. It's like, it's really weird. It's a really weird dynamic.
And like the missing father's never explained. Like
he doesn't ever show up. Don't they talk about it? Don't they mention him once? They're like, oh, Jerry's doing something. Like, I think they mentioned him once and that's it. But I think my favorite scene in the movie was when they went to boot camp.
Okay.
And that outrageous drill instructor.
I don't know why they're going
what
to
he
boot
was
camp,
doing.
because like this instructor, he's like real military, is trying to teach them dance moves and stuff.
Super flamboyantly gay too.
He's
like,
a terrible dancer.
He's super like effeminately like gay. Like he's a gay man basically.
He is a gay man.
And he's trying to show them how to dance, and they're just like, nope, we're gonna show you how to dance. And they start like popping their hips and shit.
Yeah, and everybody's like in their camo gear, but they're all like in camo according to their own fashion style.
Oh yeah, Posh has like a
skin tight camo dress on and like stilettos.
I loved it.
And she like refuses to touch like any of the mud or like rock walls and stuff, and she's just like catwalking like past everything.
She wouldn't do any of the obstacles on their obstacle course that they made for dancing. She walked around him, and the guy was screaming at her the whole time, and she just ignored him. But then at the end of the scene, what's her name? Ginger Spice literally just kicks that guy in the ass. I thought that was so funny. I watched this movie twice, by the way. And the scene where she literally just kicks him in the ass with her boot. So hard, too. It was pretty funny.
One of my favorite parts was when they went to Milan and they had that performance.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. I hated that performance.
Where they were in like, what were they in the first time? Like thongs?
No, the first time they were just in like boy shorts.
Oh
it's,
yeah.
Like these like hot tan Italian guys. They were real muscular.
No shirts.
Yeah, they were shirtless, like
which offended the Spice Girls.
Yeah, they thought
didn't they have bow ties on too, like Chippendales?
I don't know, but they also had like sailor hats on or something.
Oh, it's terrible.
But they're like all greased up and everything,
they were
doing
really
like
oily.
these sexy dance moves.
They just come in halfway through the video where they're like, "Do you want to be in my gang?" And then they come in behind them and they're just like dancing, like flexing oily muscles, which has nothing to do with the video.
And it was awkward, and so they were like, "No, this is unacceptable." In their British accent, saying like these guys like are so tacky and stuff.
you said it was going to be tacky. You didn't say this tacky. That's my Spice Girls impression.
So anyway, they have two managers. Their managers decide they're going to come to a compromise with like the manager of the dancers. But the compromise is these like
they're in each other's face for like 5 minutes, like threatening to kill your mother, your two mama. Like this is the most ridiculous argument I've ever seen in my life.
But do you guys remember the costumes that they compromised?
Yes, the compromise was like a purple like
assless chaps.
It was like a purple like windbreaker full bodysuit with the ass cut. With the ass cut out. So they flip around and then they just got their butt cheeks sticking out.
Which, in my opinion, is 10 times tackier.
Apparently, Italy loved that though. They were all about
like,
it.
White briefs.
That crowd was into it though. They loved it.
Along the way, they also meet alien fans. They are like driving their Spice Bus.
Their bus.
Wait, who drives the bus? That's what we need.
Meatloaf.
Yes.
Meatloaf. He would do anything for those girls, but he won't do that. It's talking about their bus where both of the bathrooms break down. There's an announcement made over the bus's intercom that they need to stop clogging the drains with hair. Like these girls are nasty as fuck. They're just like shitting. They're like clogging the toilets with shit and the drains with hair. And so they're forced to go out into the woods to use the bathroom, all 5 of them at once. And they run into a UFO, comes down, and aliens come down.
Yeah, and this kind of reminded me of like Serial, like how far they went into the woods.
They went so far into the woods. They were like trekking into the woods.
I know, like Mr. S.
They went so far.
And so, like, the spaceship comes down, and these aliens come out, and somehow they knew they were going to run into the Spice Girls because they have all this Spice Girls merchandise with them.
Bleep blorp, can we get tickets to your show? They're apparently the biggest Spice Girl fans ever. They're like, oh, we can't, it's sold out.
But the problem is that they understand each other.
Yeah, they're able to
different languages.
They're just like bleep blorp, and the Spice Girls are like, oh, I'm sorry, it's Albert Hall, it's all sold out. And it's like they're making contact with another species for the first time,
and
just
Ginger kisses one.
Yeah, well, she kisses it on the lips or the cheek.
I think the lips.
On the lips, yeah. And then it was trying to squeeze what's her name's boob. Scary Spice.
One of my favorite parts was when they did like the montage of each other dressing up as each other.
Oh no, they're like imitating each other.
She's like, oh, I'm so posh. Like the sporty one is just like posh, and it's just really awkward.
I love the sporty one, by the way. I love Sporty Spice. She was the best actress of the group.
And like Ginger put on her clothes and was like doing like karate moves, and she's like, I'm so sporty.
Going back to the alien scene, I thought it was legitimately funny when one of the aliens asked Sporty Spice for an autograph, and he was like, my name is like 5 Z's, 3 R's, just like nothing that makes sense at all. And she looks at him with the most genuine concern on her face. She's like, was that 4 Z's or just 3? I thought that was legitimately funny.
But like during the preview, I know I said that there was probably some adult stuff that went over my head since I saw it when I was so young, but I only really noticed one adult thing.
There wasn't that much, no. It was pretty clean all around.
But it was when their managers, like, they have a lady manager and a guy manager.
He takes her to the Bone Zone?
Yeah, they're like in a bar one night, and she's like, oh, is this the point where we start talking about lost lovers and make
a bad decision that'll ruin our working
professional lives or something?
And he's like, oh, I'm totally down to do that if you are. And then I guess it's intimated that they bang each other. Like, they bang each other, and then it's never really brought up again. Actually, the entire end of the movie didn't make any fucking sense. But it was creative, and I really enjoyed it. So there's a thread going on throughout the entire movie where these two guys are pitching a Spice Girls movie to the manager of the Spice Girls. And
I forgot about this.
It's so insane. Like, it's hard to describe because it doesn't make any sense.
There's like so many different storylines that...
So the end of the movie involves the Spice Girls rushing to get to the show while this movie guy is pitching the exact same thing, pitching the plot of the end of the movie
but they're also
to the manager.
They're also doing a documentary at the same time.
There's a documentary going on too, which doesn't make any sense. It's like, at one point it seems like it's something the Spice Girls want. Like they're talking to them, and other times like they have no access to the Spice Girls. It's like I don't know. It's
I love when like the Spice Girls are at a cocktail party and the documentary crew is trying to get in, and they're like they don't have tickets, but there's 3 of them, and so like
tonight one become 3, and this giant burly bouncer is like
2 become 1. He's like, so tonight we'll like I don't know, so dumb. What was your favorite part, Liz?
Yeah,
just Meatloaf.
Just Meatloaf.
So random and unexplained, and just like
he looked really plain in that movie too. Like he was just like a normal dude. Yeah,
and just like because it was.
What about all the cameos?
Yeah.
The other cameos.
Oh, I was
so many.
actually meant to mention. Firstly, there were a ton of cameos, but secondly, the James Bond guy from A View to a Kill. What is his name?
Roger Moore was the villain.
Roger Moore. He was like a villain.
Was he a villain? Sort of a villain.
And
he was the boss.
He was always holding like a random animal.
He had like a pig, and then like
a bunny.
A bunny. He had a cat too, like the guy from Dr. No.
And he always spoke in like riddles,
cryptic, messages.
The pearls of wisdom must not be intertwined with with the seashells of confusion, and then that's literally the kind of stuff that he would say.
Oh my gosh! And
it's actually kind of funny though. I laughed a couple times at what he said.
It was, and we still haven't discussed their bus.
It's enormous.
There's
you
no
mean
way
their
that
magic
fit in a real bus?
No
way.
So they're.
You mean their TARDIS? Basically.
It's like the TARDIS. It looks like a normal tour bus on the outside, but when you go on the inside, it is huge. It has 2 floors.
It's got a balcony that is like that's like 40 feet wide, which is not possible for a tour bus.
And everybody has like their own corner.
It's like a 2,200 square foot bus, which it is not.
Like everybody has their own corner.
It's got 3 levels too, because like there's that upper balcony, and then isn't there another level where their office is or something, or is that the office level?
The office is like in the back of the bus or the front.
On the back of the balcony? Who knows? Either way, the whole set that they were in the entire time could not fit into a bus.
Like
when they're walking
there's a
up
swing.
Yeah,
There's an exercise bike.
Spice has their own playground.
There's a swing. There's a exercise bike. There's a huge
fish tank, a giant fish tank. Who Scary's like obsessed with them and has like names and backstories for like each fish.
And then the 2 bathrooms that don't work.
It's an enormous bus. It's like a magic bus, basically. Anyways, I really enjoyed this movie. I would recommend it to anybody who likes either crazy movies or bad movies.
Yeah.
Like if you're a fan of bad movies, this is one of the more enjoyable ones that I've seen. I think.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you think?
I think that it was really good. I probably wouldn't mind watching it again because I did find some humor. I really loved the very last scene of it. They're like, but what about the bomb? Because there was a bomb on the bus. And all of a sudden, because this is where everything kind of comes together, but not really. So the people who were pitching the storyline involved a bomb on the bus, but that was like never addressed in the actual story. And so anyway, and they're like, what about the bomb? And they all look as the explosion's happening, but they're all looking like slightly different directions.
It's really insane. The end of that movie, you have to see it to believe it. It defies explanation. What do you think, Liz?
I just love the whole movie. It just like really brought me back to my childhood.
Did you think it was a bad movie? Do you think it's a bad movie?
I don't think it's bad.
I don't think you think it's a bad movie.
It was great.
I think you love that movie like unconditionally.
Like, you know when you love a movie as a child and you're like, there's no way it could live up to it, but it did. Like watching it now was just as good.
Yeah.
It was good. I would give it 2 thumbs up.
Go see it. Yeah, like I said, we've watched 100 plus bad movies at this point, and it's one of the most enjoyable. Not the craziest, not the worst, but just pure entertainment you get from it.
Yeah.
This is one of the better ones.
Spot on.
Right.
Are you gonna do the
clack?